He needs no more of introductions. The one, the only Mr. Dave Rogers!
Thank you. I'm a student. I'm in the supermarket. It's the day of the big shop. My trolley's piled high. I've got an exciting week planned. And then it happens. The dreaded queue. Now, us Brits love to queue, don't we? But there's something about the supermarket queue that brings a whole new level of stress. Hairs are rising on the back of my neck. My turkey Twizzlers are defrosting all over the floor. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then a voice from above rescues me. Will all till-trained colleagues please report to the checkouts? Little did I know that was my first encounter with skill stacking. And just like cross-training in the gym exercises different muscles, easy for me to say, skill stacking is going to be what makes your team's business fit. The example I've just given you shows you how supermarkets used it to their advantage, moving people around to where they're needed most, making sure the customer experience is as good as it can be. It also shows you how times have changed. Technology is moving faster than it ever has before. And technology allows us to be in control of our shopping experiences a lot more. So while the shelves are still getting stacked, retail colleagues are having to learn all about picking online deliveries, self-scan, and my personal favourite, scan and go. The pace of change, as I said, has never been quicker, and it's only going to get faster. So having flexibility in your teams is what's going to keep you ahead of the competition. So what makes you stand out? What is your unique set of skills? Not like Liam Neeson in Taken, but they're going to create a competitive advantage for you and your business. Skill stacking is all about learning new things and taking a few risks, and you won't regret it, as I found out when I worked in the hospitality industry. We use the phrase right people in the right place at the right time, and we used it a lot. And whilst technology, just as the supermarkets, used to help us plan better, it could never resolve the number one challenge. The base ingredient for the secret sauce of skill stacking, finding the right people. And the thing to remember is that they'll be under your nose and people that you might not expect to think about. When I think about that, I always think of a lad called Stuart. His story inspired me to think differently about how to build better businesses by taking people's previous experiences and skill stacking like building blocks to create the best version of themselves. Stuart was a welder by trade, and he'd worked in the Govan shipyards and then moved on to the North Sea oil rigs. He wasn't your typical hospitality recruit, but the thing about Stuart was he had an infectious smile and a cheeky sense of humour. Everybody loved him, and he was the perfect personality to work in our business. So when Stuart unfortunately lost his job, one of my general managers took him on, and Stuart joined our team as a cleaner, not a role you'd probably expect. But the first thing I noticed about him was his attention to detail. It was incredible, and on reflection, probably not a surprise. He'd been welding ships and oil rigs for the last 20 years. You can't afford to get that wrong. And his attention, his ability to absorb knowledge was phenomenal as well. He'd ask questions about why we did things in a certain way, and he had a genuine interest in everything that was going on around him. In fact, when he used to settle for breakfast after he'd done his cleaning shift, a guest would walk in and Stuart would just wander over with a beaming smile, there's a bit of cheeky banter, and no one asked him to do it. He just knew that he had to react quickly in that given situation. And that's something else he'd learnt in the world of welding. It was all natural behaviours for Stuart and some really interesting new skills he was developing. But the real game changer was when he started suggesting things we could do differently in the business. That took his skill stacking to a whole new level. The attention to detail that he used in cleaning the restaurants, we took into the kitchen. The stuff he knew about organisation and planning improved our stock management. And when we put him in charge of the salad bar, he created an environment that was 5-star guest service every time. Stuart had taught me the power of skill stacking, and he could help you too. So when you're thinking about how you can build your business better, think about Stuart and people like him who've got an amazing personality that will fit your business, that aren't worried about challenging the status quo, and most importantly, have a thirst for learning new things. Because skill stacking will become the secret sauce in your recipe for business success. I'm Dave Rogers, Chief Business Explorer at Fueled, Fit and Fired Up, using my curiosity to help you build better businesses. Thank you for listening.